Hello, LJ Young. Got a shirt on. But like I always say, I bring it to you raw when I feel it. Because I always start, I always forget to introduce myself like everybody know me or something, okay? My name is LJ Young, and I'm a 100% debt-free motivational speaker and personal finance educator. I've created a business called Debt Ain't My Daddy, Facebook.com, Dead Ain't My Daddy, deadandmydaddy.com, Dead Ain't My Daddy Instagram, Dead Ain't My Daddy Twitter. Whew, that's a lot of words. All right. I help people get out of debt. I help create plans, a step by step plan to say, okay, do these steps and this will set you free. But my main objective is using my own life experiences as to when I was in debt versus how I see things being out of debt. Now, for those of you that do not know, money is spoken in two languages: debt and debt free. If you've only been in debt, you only speak debt. You have no idea that the language of debt free even exists. All right, if you've never been debt free, never even thought about it, never even some people don't even believe that they could ever just not have a bill. Nobody ever believes that. But anyway, all right, today I'm going to share a personal story which came to me while I was working out. I said, I mean, I got to make a video about this, right? For those of you who don't know, I've been a computer engineer for the last 20, 21, 22 years, man. I mean, I loved it. Don't get me wrong, I loved it, right? Until I became debt free, everything changed, all right? So I was thinking, oh, before I start, all right? Now, like I said, I don't really cuss a lot, but when I do, it's more for so you guys could feel how I feel today about that situation when I think about it back then. Okay, and it's no different than in a movie part. If they didn't use cuss words at a particular movie in a particular part, it just wouldn't seem right. Because nobody would do a mean thing and say nice words. It just doesn't mix, right? So same thing as a movie. But I'm not cussing at you. Don't think I cuss all the time because I don't do that. That irritates me. But anyway, I was thinking about as I was working. I was thinking the very thought of going into a job and sitting in the side of a cubicle and stare at a screen for 8 fucking hours a day, that terrifies me today. That totally terrifies me. To go in there and just sit there for 8 hours or even longer, right? And I was thinking about this too. I was thinking about this. It made me laugh in the gym. Probably people were looking at me weird if I'm just sitting there laughing at myself. Luckily, I got music. Maybe they thought I was listening to something. But anyway, I remember bragging that I had like 4 screens at my desk. I was like, oh yeah, I got the latest big 22-inch, 24-inch computer screens, just layered, right? And I think about that today. That was just 4 more screens that I could stare at 8 hours a day more longer. That's it was it was nothing, man. I mean, and it's like I think about the software, like every time, I worked with a particular virtualization software, right? Software. And a new version came out every year, right? And I just think about it. I was like, man, that was going to be nonstop. That was going to be forever, for forever, forever, just repetitive. And each time I learned more about the software, that means I was just going to be able to look at the screen 8 hours longer every day because I knew it. And again, it's only because I am debt free. I understand my time is the most valuable thing on earth. Now, follow me here, okay? I remember, some jobs I would beg for overtime. I need that overtime. I need that overtime. But when I see it for what it is today, you know what that is? I was telling the world, telling my boss that I had bad money management skills. I'm begging for more money. I'm begging for more overtime, knowing good and well I didn't really want to be there over 40 hours a week, but I felt like I had to, and I did because I was in debt. How come I didn't know that? I don't know. I don't fucking know. And I'm telling you, I'm not bragging, but I'm a smart motherfucker. I'm not dumb. I don't know how come I didn't see that. If I'm begging for overtime, that means I have money problems. If I'm asking somebody to borrow some money to get me through to the next payday, that's a problem. How come I didn't see that? I don't know. That's mind conditioning. It's horrible, man. It's horrible. And mm, man, I was making six figures too, man. Six figures. Six figures. I remember, let me tell you this, okay? I'm gonna just be full disclosure here, okay? There was the job I was at a particular job that I became debt free at. So as I became debt free at work, I could see everything change in the way I responded to everything. The overtime, them calling me anytime they want. I was just like, no, you can't. I don't even want to be here. I loved it, but then it started changing, right? And I could start to see. Now, mind you, I'm not blaming the business because business understands this is business. When you mix your personal feelings in at work, that's your fault. That was my fault. Mixing my personal feelings in with a business. That's business. All right. And they're going to get the most for the most work out of a person for the least amount of money. That's his business. Nothing's wrong with that. Right. And so I look at back all the times I gave away my time like that uh, overtime. You know, it was just ridiculous. Anyway, I remember leaving. I was trying to go for a position and they said no. And I said, okay, bye. I couldn't do that if I was in debt. And anyway, I left that place and went to another place because I didn't want to quite let go of the work. I wasn't really ready to just jump off yet. Because I worked all my life, right? But I left that job. That job was paying me 110 or something like that a year, okay? Now, I left that job and the other job they paid me 160. All right. Now I know a lot of people are like, whoa, that's a lot of money. It counts on who you're comparing it to. Okay. I want you to understand that. When you look at about somebody and say, ooh, they must be rich, you got to stop and think, who are you comparing to? Jeff Bezos? Bill Gates? Or the guy down the street? Who are you talking about rich? You know what I'm saying? It's all relative. It's all relative. So back to my story. They was paying me 160 a year, right? I only stayed there 1 month. You know why? Because I felt it was wasting my time there. It didn't matter where I went anymore. I did not want to sit in the cubicle for 8 hours a day, including lunch. That's pretty much nine. And then go traffic there. So you got to remember this. Traffic, I always pay attention. I add up all my time now. It took me it counts on if it was bad or traffic or whatever. Let's say an hour, 45 minutes to an hour to get there to go to work, stay there for 9 hours, and then traffic on the way back. That is what, 12, 13 hours of time that I did not own, of my own life. I was like, hell to the no. I quit. You know what they said to me? Hey, why are you leaving? You need more money? I was like, holy. I said, nah. I said, I said, I'm sorry to do this to you, but I'm just leaving. They said, where you going? You going to somebody else? I said, nowhere. They said, what you gonna do? I said, I'm gonna start my own thing. They looked at me and said, damn, I wish I could do that. You know what I looked back at them and said? You can. You want me to show you how? Nah. How you gonna do it? You gotta pay your debt off. Oh, I don't want to hear all that. Nobody wants to hear it. When I talk about debt, you can hear a mouse piss on cotton. It's that quiet. It's quiet. When you talk about debt, I want you guys to pay attention. When you talk about debt, most of the people, not everybody, most of the people get silent. You know why? Because nobody wanna talk about it. And that's exactly where the systems want you to be. That's exactly where the system wants you to be. You don't want to talk about it. Everybody think it's just them managing money bad. Not realizing the consumer debt is in the trillions. You can just Google it and see. Then you can look at that number and say, wait a minute, I'm not the only one. Trillions of dollars said so. It's pretty obvious. I want you to understand, none of this is hidden. None of it's hidden. None of it's hidden. My time is the most valuable thing to me on earth. I let nobody waste it now. You know why? Because I realized one day I'm going to be dead. Everybody knows they're going to be dead one day, right? What are you doing wasting it at a job that you don't want to be there? If you hate it, you're wasting your time. You're wasting your time. You know why? You feel like, because of debt. You get out of debt, your whole perspective will change. My whole view is change. You see the system for what it is. I respect the system. It's it's uh it's like a beautiful piece of art. The Mona Lisa of finance. The system is beautiful. I don't know who crafted this. This design wasn't made by accident, people. I'm telling you, this was not by accident. They do not teach what I know today. They don't teach this in school. This is not taught in schools. I'm gonna give you a couple examples so you kind of don't put your feelings into it, right? Just think it mathematically. All right. Now, this whole economics, it's just sixth grade math. It's really not that difficult. But anyway, I'm gonna give you some examples, and I hope you can understand the examples. I'm in the black. That means I owe nobody on earth a dollar. Okay. If you have an accountant that understands numbers, shouldn't their personal finances be in the black? Shouldn't all accountants, because they know how to they do this for businesses. Hey, we're going to bring you here, taxes, whatever the accountants do. If you go look at their personal finances, wouldn't you automatically assume their personal finances would be in the black? How come it's not? Not saying all of them, but I guarantee you most of them are not. How is that possible if they work with math? This is how powerful the mind conditioning is. I'm not talking about anybody. I'm not. Go by the math. It has nothing to do with like regular intellect. It's social intellect. I'm not sure. I'm not sure of the name yet. I know the people that know what I'm talking about. Please comment because I know you know what I'm talking about. Because I know there's some people out there that hear me speaking right now, and I need you guys to jump on and tell me what I'm missing. I know there's some more stuff that I'm missing. Please fill in the gaps. But anyway, back to what I was saying. The system is beautiful. Take the time to understand it. You'll value your time more than anything on earth. You will, because you'll realize that you're gonna die. There's no stopping it. One day it's gonna happen. And you don't want to wait till you're like 50 or 60, 70. I don't care. I mean, if you're really young, if you hear me what I'm saying, just do the math. It makes sense. You don't want to get up here to 60, 70, or 80 and wake up and say, damn, that dude told me back years ago all I had to do was apply sixth grade math and put my finances in the black. Damn, I didn't see that. That's how rare it is. That's why I'm sure I have too many videos to count right now. I don't even know. I don't even know the video count. All right. Good night. Good night.